Caitlin Clark's words captured the mood perfectly. It's been a physical season. It's a bruising series, and she's been on the floor more than anyone could count. But her message was simple. Get back up, keep fighting, and refuse to fold. That's the spirit Indiana Fever fans are clinging to as the team heads into Game 3 of the WNBA semifinals against the Las Vegas Aces, because the Fever didn't just lose Game 2, it was ripped away from them. What unfolded on that court wasn't basketball, it was chaos disguised as playoff intensity. The officials were right in the middle of it. 41 fouls in total, 16 in a single quarter. Players flying, hitting the hardwood on nearly every possession. And somehow the headlines praised A'ja Wilson as the hero, while Lexie Hull, playing through a painful back injury, abuse no player should have to withstand. This is the kind of night that leaves fans questioning the integrity of the league itself. If this is the definition of playoff basketball, then the WNBA has a credibility problem. Indiana walked into Vegas in Game 1 and didn't just compete, they dismantled the two-time defending champs. They moved the ball with discipline, controlled the tempo, and silenced Vegas's flashy style. Kelsey Mitchell delivered the game of her life, dropping 34 points and proving she could dominate under the brightest lights. And Wilson, on her MVP night, looked lost. She shot just 6 for 22, locked up by Indiana's swarming defense. That 16-point Fever win was a statement heard across the league, but everyone knew the backlash was coming. Vegas had been embarrassed on their home court, and when Game 2 tipped off, their mission wasn't just to win. It was to claw back control by any means necessary. From the opening minutes, the Aces abandoned basketball and embraced brute force. Forearms, moving screens, and shoulders to the chest became their playbook. The referees let it ride, slapping whistles when it suited them, but ignoring the constant collisions. What resulted was a stop-and-start mess that killed Indiana's rhythm. The Fever, a team built to run, were forced into ugly half-court sets while Vegas lived at the free-throw line. And still, Indiana fought. Lexie Hull, barely cleared to play, became the heart of the resistance. She was targeted on every possession, shoved on cuts, knocked down on box-outs, and pushed to her limit. Yet, she rose again, drilling 5 three-pointers to tie a franchise playoff record. Every shot was defiance. Every make was a reminder that toughness can't be officiated away. Aaliyah Boston, meanwhile, turned into a warrior on the glass. 13 rebounds don't tell the story of the punishment she endured. Bows to the ribs, arms across her back, shoves that went unnoticed. Odyssey Sims poured in 18 points, but even her buckets felt like rebellions, clawed out of double teams and physical traps that should have been fouls. Yet the headlines still glorified Wilson. 25 points, 9 rebounds, and a stat line that painted her as the difference maker. But numbers don't show how she got there. Wilson bullied her way to the rim, colliding into defenders, drawing whistles on contact that went ignored for the Fever on the other end. Fans watching weren't fooled. They saw a tilted game, one that celebrated desperation as dominance. Even Becky Hammon, the Aces coach, admitted afterward she wasn't thrilled with how physical the game became. Imagine that, the winning coach recognizing that the officiating turned the contest into something other than basketball. The real tactical twist was how Vegas smothered Mitchell. After her Game 1 explosion, she was pinned down, face-guarded, bumped, and trapped every time she moved. By the end of the night, she had just 13 points. Not because she lost her touch, but because she was hounded like the only player on the floor. Screens set for her were blown up by collisions, and by the time she found daylight, the shot clock was gone. It wasn't strategy, it was suffocation. But now the chessboard flips. The series shifts to Indianapolis, to Gainbridge Fieldhouse, where 17,000 fans have been waiting to unleash the kind of energy that changes series. Home court isn't just about familiar rims, it's an amplifier. Every whistle becomes louder. Every defensive stand shakes the floor. Every shove on Boston or Hull sparks outrage too powerful for referees to ignore. This is where Indiana transforms. Mitchell, silenced in Vegas, now steps onto a floor that chants her name before she even touches the ball. Hull, battered but unbroken, will feed on the roar with every shot she takes. Boston, already unshakable, will find new strength in the crowd's energy. And let's not forget the numbers. Teams that win Game 1 in a best-of-5 hold the advantage. And Indiana didn't just win, they humiliated the Aces on their home court. That kind of confidence doesn't vanish after one whistle-heavy loss. If anything, it sharpens resolve. The Aces are the ones under pressure now, tasked with proving their victory wasn't manufactured by officiating and chaos. Even Hamon herself admitted her team hasn't had much success in Indiana this year, a telling sign that Gamebridge is no ordinary venue. Game 3 isn't just another matchup, it's the pivot point of the series. The Fever aren't coming home to survive. They're coming home to swing back, to turn anger into fuel, to put the Aces on the ropes with the crowd as their weapon. Hull's grit, Boston's composure, Mitchell's pride, and Clark's leadership from the sidelines all converge here. Vegas may have celebrated their game to adjustments, but Indiana didn't break. They absorbed, they learned. And now, with their fans at their back, they're ready to strike. The question isn't whether Indiana can respond. It's how much fire they'll unleash when the ball tips in their house. Do you think the Fever will flip this series in Indianapolis? Drop Go Fever in the comments. Hit like, subscribe, turn on notifications so you don't miss what comes next.